Welcome to Rant TV, the Cancel Show. So I seen this interview, Bosco 100. Shout out Bosco 100. I actually met bro one time. That Bosco 100 did with Cam Capone, and he was talking about how he knew some people like from like Mob Pyru that he found out how Pac got put on, and he was saying some shit like how Pac fell in love. He came around like a whole bunch of other celebrities he named, or rappers or whatever, that came around and they fell in love with like the LA/blood culture and stuff. So they kind of like joined. But it's like he framed it in a way where it's just like I get what he's saying because he got to promote and push like his like the thing he's part of, the secret society he's part of, you feel me, for lack of a better term. At the end of the day though, like understanding what I understand, overstanding what I overstand, it's like a lot of that stuff goes two ways, right? With no Diddy though. Where it's just like sometimes people with like clout and all that stuff come around and they fall in love with that stuff like he was saying, and they get put on because they want to get put on. There's the other side of it too, where it's just like they fall in love with you, where you come around and they kicking it with you. They think you one way, either because you got clout or you're a certain type of way. And then they kick it with you and they realize like, oh nah, like regardless of that, bro could have been where we from. Bro moved like he could have been one of us. He's on whatever we on. He on the type of time we on. Like we're around him. Nobody gotta adjust. Nobody gotta move a certain way. It's just regular, bro. And they fall in love with you and what you on. And then you hang around them so much, whether like you wanna join or you don't wanna join, they just put you on, bro. So it's like it go both ways, bro. So I don't think Pac was looking to get put on to become a blood or Mob Pyru or whatever. I think he was hanging around them and they just kind of fell in love with who he was. It's just the fact that he was Pac. And there's some people who didn't like it, the fact that, man, this guy's a celebrity, he's a rapper, he's this, he's that, and a third. And then there's some people like, nah, bro, we kicking with him every day. We're doing this. I'm not saying the fact that he was already a celebrity and a rapper and his rap shit was kind of crazy. He was in and out of jail. Just like, damn, I feel like even that they related to. Like, bro, he was in and out of jail. Like, bro's mom was on crack. No disrespect. Like, his story, like, he shot at a cop. Like, all that stuff. They felt like, bro, like, yeah, you read all that stuff in the papers and you just like, whatever. But then when you meet the person and you hang out with them, and then I feel like they hung around him, and they started feeling like, bro, like, man, he could have been from the hood, like he could have been from the hood, like if you grew up down the block, and I feel like to a certain degree that's how Suge felt, you feel me? And I feel like Suge felt like that with Pac more than even certain people that were from LA, certain people that grew up in certain hoods in LA, you know what I'm saying? Like, right or wrong. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like he felt that way about Pac, and a lot of people like that was like in Pyru and Mob and all that was around him, they felt that way about him. And I feel like it's not necessarily that you want to get put on sometimes. It's just you're around them so much. It is what it is. People are already looking at you like, bro, you one of them. Like, their ops looking at you like you are op just because you with them. You know what I'm saying? And you doing things that's putting money in their pockets. You doing things that's making them look good. Like, you laughing, you making memories with them, you riding for them, you sliding for them. Like you sliding on their ops with them and all that stuff. If somebody touch one of them, you feel like you gotta retaliate. It's like, bro, you already in. So they're gonna take that initiative and like put you on, bro. So it's like, that's the other side of it. I feel like a lot of people don't say, and Chopper from like making the band kind of said something like that, how like when he got put on, they just took him to the park, and he was just going to the park and a bunch of, you know what I'm saying, and then he just had to, like, you know what I'm saying, and he got put on that way, where it's just like, bro, it's like it just is what it is. So I feel like they're saying one side of it, but they're not saying the other side of things, bro. You know what I'm saying? They're not saying the other side of things to a certain degree, bro. No, so I don't think Pac was looking to get put on to be a mob Pyru or to be a blood. I just think they just like you spend enough time with people, bro. Y'all bond like that, and that's the thing with like the streets, bro. It don't take that long for you to create a brotherhood and a bond with people. Like when you're in the streets doing certain things, bro. I'm not saying they were doing anything. I'm just saying it's like, and it's just in life. Take the streets out of it. It's just if you're doing certain things, it's like that's like if you just live in a certain way. Let me put it like that. If you just live in a certain way with certain people over a certain amount of time, you form a bond way faster than like other situations, bro. And because of that, bro, like you kind of gonna like, you know what I'm saying? Like people gonna feel like more attached to even than people that you've known for even more of a longer duration of time. You know, so I feel like that's the other side of the story that a lot of these gang members tell, but they don't tell the other side. You know what I'm saying? Just because they're trying to push whatever they're trying to push, which I understand and I overstand. You know what I'm saying? But that's how it goes sometimes. You know, that's just how it is. So it's like these guys from LA, they always make it look like, oh, people go to LA and they fall in love with LA, which is true. But a lot of times there's also the other side of it where people from other places go to LA and they fall in love with those people that come from other places just because they feel like, bro, you could have been from here. You could have been from down the block. You could have been from the hood. You know what I'm saying?